This is the best way to farm currencies in Path of Exiles 2. Welcome back to a brand new video, ladies and gentlemen, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you what I believe to be the best way for you to farm currencies in Path of Exiles 2. Now, I have made this video in the past, and I also made this video in the past, and as you can see by the titles of them, one was to make Exalts, one was to make Divines. Now, this video I do show some of them methods that I did use in them videos, but I've amplified it and given you a couple of extra steps to make it even better, to maximize the currency output. Not only that, in the past we were doing certain maps and we weren't really gaining much experience from it, we were just gaining a lot of currencies. Now in this video, the lucky thing about it is we're going to be having map progression and we're going to be making currencies along the way, so it doesn't become repetitive and boring. We are constantly progressing through our maps and it's becoming fun and exciting. So I think without further ado, let's jump into the video and let me show you the best way I believe you can farm currencies in Path of Exiles. So to start off, we're going to need to be at endgame. We're going to need to have the map device available. Now when you're on the map device, you will see that you've got these places that look like citadels. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's back out. When we've got the map device, you get map waystones. Now, with these waystones, you go all the way up to level 15, and then you can vow orb them to make them level 16. But in order for this method to work effectively, we're going to need to have waystones that start from tier 11. So if I open up my inventory right here, we can see we've got a waystone tier 11 right there. We're also, to get the maximum amount, we're going to want to have a tier 15. It doesn't have to be rare. It can be white, but we are going to need to have a tier 15 because, as you saw before, in order to be able to do a citadel, if you haven't done one already, in order to be able to do a citadel, you will need a tier 15 map. Now do remember, with this video, you are not going to have to do citadels. It's just if you want to get even more currency from this video, then you will want to do citadels as well, or incorporate them as well to this method to literally get serious amounts of currencies. So Death Wish, why waystone tier 11s? Well, if I was to open up my inventory, we can see there I've got a waystone tier 11. Now, waystone tier 11 is the minimum required waystone in order to be able to farm simulacrum splinters. Now, you can farm simulacrum splinters in delirium stated maps, but you're not going to get the maximum amount. Now, we can get any map, whether it's got obviously different breaches or anything on it, or without, and we can get simulacrum splinters by doing one simple trick. If you were to look at the map that's at the bottom here, we can see that this waystone tier 15 has already got a glow around it, like a bit of fog around it, and we can see, reading it, players in the area are 70% delirious. Now, we can turn any waystone into a delirious map. Why a tier 11? Because anything below tier 11, tier 10 downwards will not qualify enough when we make the waystone obviously delirious. It won't qualify in order to get simulacrum splinters because the monsters in the area have to be a certain level to drop certain level items. As you know, if you were to do a map and you were to get it so it drops item level 82 above, you can actually get level 20 gemstones. I haven't accumulated any level 20 gemstones, but you will need to literally rare them, vow them, get them to level 16, add delirious, and then obviously have really packed maps in order to be able to achieve level 20 gems dropping. That's why they're super duper expensive, because it's not something that's easily achieved. Now in this case, obviously, in order to get the simulacrum splinters drop, we're going to need to turn the waystone and minimum tier 11 into a delirious one. So how do we turn this into a delirious waystone? Well, there's a couple of ways of doing it. For one, we could go straight over here to Alva. We can go to currency exchange. We could put I want, and we can go straight down to what we're seeing below, the distilled emotions. Now you can go over to the right hand side of the screen and go through the tabs and go straight to delirium. And then we can see we've got distilled ire, guilt, greed, paranoia, envy, etc. And these are distilled emotions. Now, by pressing X on one of these, it will open an installing window or instilling window. If I was to do that, because I already have a couple of them, we can see here in my inventory, if I was to go and bring a couple of them over, and then I was to go and press X on them to use, obviously in your case, whatever you're on, if you're on console or PC, and we go and chuck them in the crafting window, we can then go and chuck the map. Now for each one that we add, it adds 30% increased waystone found in the area plus 50% delirious. Each one of these distilled emotions give a different percentage. I personally like using the green because obviously they give 15 per one, so the higher the delirium, the higher chance of getting more simulacrum splinters drop. But you can go ahead and use red. You can go ahead and use other things that are completely fine, that are affordable. The main thing is having a waystone tier 11 and putting it putting distilled emotions on them to make them delirious. So in this case, as we can see, we got a tier 11, we put 3 greens on it. Let's go and instill. Now that's instilled, you can see that the waystone has changed color. It's turned into a gray now. So we can go and store that back in our inventory, and we can now see players in the area are 45% delirious. Now we can actually do it another way to get the distilled emotions. Let's say you can't afford them. Well, what you could do is you can come to the map, and in the map you can literally find what we can see there on the top left of the screen, delirium. We can get delirium focused maps, which actually, if you go and do and complete the delirium maps, you can do this on waystones lower, they will drop distilled emotions, and then you can put them on your 11s upwards to be able to go ahead and get more simulacrum splinters. Now you can get simulacrum splinters from delirium maps as well, but obviously the easiest way to do it is we're going to be wanting to go to the citadels or towards the citadels, and with doing so we will be getting simulacrums along the way, because the main chunk of money is from the citadels, but simulacrums do give us a really good amount of exalts and divines by doing enough of them. So yet again, like everything, if you want more quantity, then you can go ahead and upgrade your waystones, because when you have an upgraded waystones, you can see that they give even more advantages. We've got, for instance, not that. We've got this one, which obviously you can see increases gold found in the area, increases magic monsters, number of rare monsters, monster elemental resistance, stuff like that. But it also gives more waystones. And then if you do go ahead and upgrade your atlas tree that we can see here by doing show passive tree, we've got the delirium part up the top. And if we go ahead and upgrade this, we can get delirium fogs in your map, spawn 50% increased factoring mirrors. We got waystones found in your map to have 20% chance to have a random instilled emotions applied. We've got the would you like to see my face? Delirium fog in your maps as double difficulty scaling with distance from the mirror, 100% increased stack size of simulacrum splinters found from non-unique monsters in your maps. And then you've got the delirium encounters in your maps are 25% more likely to spawn unique bosses. Slaying rare monsters in your map pauses the delirium mirror timer for 4 seconds. So you can go ahead and try and get this on it, so you can get not 1 drop, you can get 2 drops at a time, which means you're basically getting 2 exalt every time you, 1 exalt every time you kill a rare monster, because typically a rare monster drops you a stack of simulacrums, or delirious monsters drop you a stack of simulacrums, so you're going to get loads dropping all the time. So you can see the money that you get from it. You could literally go to Alva, and I could go to I want exalted orbs here, and we can say that I have simulacrum splinters. We can see it's 2.28 currently for 1. So with the amount that I've got, 189, if I went 189 and then I put in what am I gonna get? 90. Let's just, what's that at? It's 83 I can currently get for the 189. Now I can get that 189 really quick. I'm going to be showing you my path, and you're going to see exactly what we're getting. So you can see exactly how many we're going to get per map. If I go and chuck that 189 in my inventory so we can see exactly what we're going to get, then this will give you a better understanding. Right, I'm going to go and chuck my waystone tier 11 into the map, and I'm going to head in a path direction towards the citadel. But also for me, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it a little bit so I get even more drop. I'm going to go and use an orb of alchemy. You don't have to. You can literally go ahead and use orb of transmutation, orb of augmentation, and then a regal, and then exalts. But I've got orb of alchemy, so I'm literally going to go and throw one of these on it. Bam, that we can see there. It's giving us increased gold found in the area, increased rarity of items found in the area, increased magic monsters, which is pretty good, and it's given us a higher waystone drop. I'm also going to go and chuck some exalts on it. Why not? Because I can. They've got more elemental resistance, which is actually going to make it harder for me. I could have literally just kept it the way it was, and it would have been nice and easy, but what sort of video would that have been? Right then, so now I've got my waystone tier 11 there, and it's already delirious. What's the next step? So let me just recap where I am. Get a waystone tier 11 or higher. With that, you want to put distilled emotions on it and make the waystone delirious. And then with the delirious maps, you want to find a pathway towards a citadel. Literally, it doesn't matter if it's got stuff in it, breaches, etc. You just want to head your way to the citadel. The fastest way that you can get to a citadel, but with delirious waystones tier 11 upwards. So now we're on the map. How do we find a citadel? Well, you can literally go to the fog, and when you're at the fog, you can just literally rotate around the outside. And when you're rotating around the outside, you will see a glow in the sky. And that glow in the sky actually indicates where a citadel is. So let's go ahead and keep rotating around the outside until we find a citadel. Well, we found one there, and it's quite close to land, so that's not going to be too many maps. It's going to be about 5-6 maps to get to it. If we keep going around, we should find more. So let's just keep going around. Just keep going, just keep swimming. And there we go, we got another one. That one is a bit further from the fog, so that is not one I'm going to be doing. I'm actually going to be going to the one down here because it's a lot closer to the edge of the fog, meaning I can get to a citadel quicker, meaning I can make more money. Now, it will make more sense once I get to the citadel to show you exactly how I'm going to be making more money doing this, or why we're even going towards the citadel. But first, let me head on my way. So I'm just going to head down this path here, and as we can see, it's just out here. So if we were to take a random guess, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maps in order to get to that. But we're going to make so many exalts, maybe divines, on the way to this citadel, and I'm going to show you the actual results. I'm going to do one map right now with the waystone, and I'm going to play it so you can actually see what happens. And I'm going to show you, once we're at the citadel, how many simulacrums we've made, how many paths it took, or how many steps it took for us to get there, and then obviously how much we made, and then I'm going to show you the citadel. So I think without further ado, let's go click on this map, and let's go and chuck the waystone in here, and let's click traverse. So we are steppy. Let's go and enter steppy. Now you can do this as fast as you want or as slow as you want. You can clear the map entirely. You want it to have less than more than 50 monsters remaining, so you get as many simulacrum splinters as possible. But if you want to just get to the citadels fast, then you can go ahead and do that as well. It's completely up to you. You can see, because we got delirious map right at the very top, we've actually got a pinnacle monster rare, so killing them actually drop you quite a lot of splinters, which is pretty cool. We can get several of them in a map as well. And let me put a loot filter on, because the loot filter, without it, every time you load up the game on console, you have to put a loot filter on. Really annoying, but at least obviously we can get one now on console, which is amazing. There we go. We've already got an exalted orb drop as well. Because you're killing these sort of mobs, you do get a lot drop. And then every waystone tier 11, just go ahead and kill them as well. Because... oh, what's going on here? There goes another exalted orb. Because the delirious maps as well, the loot that we're going to get dropping is a lot better. Let me know, do you actually think exalts are dropping more now as well as divines? Or is it just me that's been getting lucky with the amount of drops? I've had quite a lot of divines drop as well now. But I'm wondering if it's just because of the method that I'm using. I'm really pathing this really bad. Let me cut back at the end of this map so I'm not literally going through the whole map boring you. So going over to these mirrors that we see here, when you kill these mobs, they're the ones that have got the chance to drop simulacrum splinters. Not any normal mob. It actually has to be delirious mobs that drop them. So if we were literally to head around and we were to find a mirrored area, one of these, when you kill these, that's when you get simulacrum splinters, as you just saw there. It's not guaranteed to come every time, but they're the only ways that you can get them, and killing obviously rares. So I keep saying obviously, excuse me saying obviously, there will be an obviously counter if I carry on doing this in my videos. But going around killing rares and killing delirious mobs is the way you get the splinters drop. Okay, we can now see at the top of this map, it is completed and there's 0 monsters remain. Let's see exactly how much we got from just one map. And this map, as you saw, had 0 on it. We've only added the waystone to it and upgraded tier 11. So if we go into our inventory, we can see we got 32 simulacrum splinters, which is pretty decent, because if we say it's 2 for 1, then obviously we've got about 15, 16 sitting right there in our inventory straight away. We also got 7 exalts just from doing this map. And we got a couple more waystones along the way, as a couple of jewels, a couple of obviously items that could be good or might be good. We got a waystone drop that was already delirious, should I say, and then we got a couple more waystones drop, which is really good to see and really good to have. So we're constantly making exalts and simulacrums, and we're getting more items, but yet this is still not the best part of it. I'll now go back to base, and then I'm going to continue on my journey towards that citadel. And once I'm at the citadel, before I enter, I'll come back to you. Just so you can see, on the way to the citadel, I did get a divine orb drop as well. Oh wow, so completing the next map has unlocked a load more maps that we can see here. We've got a load of boss maps that have appeared on the route to the citadel, which is really good. And I could actually make these even better. Now we can see this one here is blue with nothing on it. We can actually make it so that one doesn't contribute to what goes onto these, or it doesn't go onto there, sorry. And we can make it so it doesn't, so if we highlight over this tower, we can see its radius, that giant ring, and we can see there's a load of blue ones there that we do not want it to go onto. We want it to just go onto the strong ones, which are these ones here with the boss on. Now there is a way to do that, just to let you guys know. The way that you can make it so these become invalid is, as you can see by this map here, it says map attempted. When you place a tome in a tower, it will not latch onto an already attempted map. So if you want to make a map attempted, you could literally just go over to Doriani, go to buy a waystone tier 1, go over to the map device, and then on the map device you can click on the map of choice. So I'm not going to do it on these because obviously they've got increased magic monsters and increased waystones, etc. But you could literally, for instance, that one's already been map attempted, but we could click on something that hasn't been map attempted, which I don't think I can find any. And all you want to do is just want to go on, put the waystone tier 1 on it, traverse to it, and then from doing so, if I literally, we see that's not map attempted, we can hit traverse, and now with going back to the map device, I can then click on the map that I'm going to be doing, which is obviously this one right now, and I'll go and remove that one that was on there, and then I'll hit traverse to this one, and I wasn't meant to enter. Well, anyway, the other one now will show that it's been attempted but not completed, even though I haven't gone into it, meaning that that's cancelled out that one. So you can cancel out all of the waystones or maps in the area that you don't want to be filled up with whatever tome you put into it, and then you can go ahead and just put the tome on, and it's going to increase the ones that you've already got. So then we finally made it to the citadel. As we saw, we started right here. We moved 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually went this direction. So obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did go up here one to see if it was easier. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is, it says map in progress. This map actually has been completed. And now we can go ahead and do the Iron Citadel. So all we want to do, as you can see there, it says requires waystone tier 15 or higher. Also, if I open up my inventory, we can see exactly how many simulacrums I got. I've had 282 total leading up to this point of ready to insert my tier 15. And we can see, obviously, out of 300, I keep saying obviously, at 300 stack size, then I would get a simulacrum where I could go ahead and do the boss battle to achieve more simulacrums and do more of them, and I could even sell it for even more. So if we would say 282, what does that even sell for? Let's go to Alva, let's go to currency exchange, let's go, and I have, where are we? Here we've got 282, 282, and then if we were to go and put exalted orbs, we have got, so it's 1 for every 2, so if we would say 130, am I correct in saying that? That close, not entirely, around there. So we've managed to achieve 126 exalts in just what, 7 maps was it? And then we're about to do a citadel. Why are we about to do a citadel? Well, watch this. This is where you get some serious money. So firstly, we want to find a tier 15 map that is not too difficult, because obviously the bosses can be quite hard. But mainly what we want to do is we want to try and find item quantity and item rarity, so we've got a higher drop chance of what we are actually looking for, which are the faded crisis fragments. These ones that we see right here, obviously just the fragments that we get from the citadel. If we go to Alva and we go, I want, let's just say exalted orbs, and we go down to I have, we go and look at the fragment, we can see that this one's selling for 265. And now the last citadel I did, I dropped 2. You can drop 3, even 4 fragments from doing a citadel. So you're getting all of the exalts running up to the citadel, and then when you do a citadel, you can get 2 of these fragments, and I'm sure some of them are worth even more. So if we were to go this, and then we were to go ahead and put exalts in, that's 198. If we would go and look at the faded, It's 275. We were to look at the ancient's 215. So then let's just say they're between 200 to 250 for each fragment that you get from doing this. Now, that's why we want to try and find quantity or rarity when we're looking at maps. So this one gives you increased gold, so we don't want to do that one. That gives you increased rarity, which is pretty good. Increased quantity and rarity, which is really good. Monsters are armored though, so that can make it a little bit more difficult. Here we've got rare monsters, increased pack size. No. We've got no in quantity and rarity. Monsters 76% more life. We don't really want that, not on a pinnacle boss. Gold. Rare monsters, increased pack size. We've got number of rare monsters, no rarity on them. In quantity and rarity, increased mount. Monsters have 50% increase. Monsters have extra damage though, which might not be too great. This one's got 99% increased rarity of items found. It's got increased number of pot cursed. Monsters are armored, yet again not good. Increased gold found in the area. Numbers of rare monsters, increased pack size. No rarity there. We can probably try and this gold found. Let's try and level this one up and see what we get for that. If I go into my stash, go to my orbs, let's go and we can't chuck that one on. Let's go and chuck this on. And then let's go and regal orbit. There's experience gain. And then I'm going to go and chuck. If we were to do that, nothing there, nothing there. That was not a good one. So I'm going to have to do a lucky dip here to try and find a really good. I don't know whether to just try and do the one with the increased armor, or I can have this one. It has got increased rarity. If I go and quickly just regal orb that. There. It's got increased rare monsters have additional modifier. That's fine. Let's go and chuck another exalt on this. 25% chance to bleed on hit. And we got gold dropped. What else we got? 2 additional projectiles. I mean, this could be good. It's 68%. At least it doesn't have armor. Now it does have freeze, ignite, and shock. It's got additional modifiers. Monsters fired 2 additional projectiles. But that is looking like a good one. Now, do we want to make this delirious? Making it delirious, remember, makes it a lot more harder. So that's completely up to you. In this case, for the video, I'm going to try it on delirious. I've never actually tried a citadel boss with delirious, so this should definitely be interesting. And I'm definitely down to give it a go. So let's go ahead and do that. Pull that to the side. Let's go and drop them back in there. And let's see how well we do with this. I'm going to go and put all of these in here. All the delirious maps you can go and drop in the delirium stash tab that you have. And then obviously all your other maps you can go and put in your other tabs or wherever you want to put them. Right, let's go ahead and let's take on this bad boy and see what we come out with. So map device, citadel, place, 79. Let's go ahead and do it. Now I'm probably not going to do the rituals or the delirium in this map. I'm probably only going to want to try and kill the boss, because the boss is where we actually get the main money. If I go and try and do the other things, I've got a chance of dying. And if I'm going to have a chance of dying, I'd rather have my chance of dying against the actual boss itself. Because at least that way we have got the chance to get the items. Oh my god, there's a lot of bleed on the floor. I'm really leaning into it. When I'm gaming and I'm trying, I lean into my screens. Do excuse me. That's why I've got the 3-finger salute and people take the mick out of my massive forehead. Is because the 3-finger salute is basically to say my forehead is not massive. But when I used to play Call of Duty, I used to lean in so far that all you used to see was my forehead. People used to draw pictures on my forehead, everything. So yeah, that's why I do the 3-finger salute, if anyone was wondering. Let's go into the arena. Let's see how we do. Hopefully we can defeat this boss. If we can defeat this boss, then you'll see everything that we get, and then you'll see exactly how much money we get as well. So let's see if we can do it. I've never done a delirious citadel boss.
The power that we deserve.
We'll see about that. No escape.
Easy prey.
I cannot.
You will pay for that.
We're doing all right. Can turn into a wolf.
I smell your blood,
Not yet.
and I am...
Oh yeah, we've done this. Easy peasy. Lovely stuff. Right, so there is the Citadel boss completed. Let me go ahead and pick everything up. So we got a Waystone tier 15. We got the anti-crisis fragment. We got another anti-crisis fragment, which was pretty good to get. So let's just leave this area now. And if you did have the ritual, obviously you had another ritual there, which is really good. And I keep flipping saying, obviously, there was delirium in that map, a delirium wave that we could do. Oh well, it doesn't matter. And now we're out. We want to go over to Alva. We want to go hit the currency exchange. We can say, I want exalted orbs. And we could go and put... So let me just go and slot that right in there. Go, I have. And let's go down to the anti-crisis fragment. So we see they're currently selling at 193. Now, it does say they're selling at 193. If I go, I want faded crisis fragment. Sorry, not the faded crisis fragment. I want an ancient crisis fragment. They're selling at 100. I have... Sorry. Let's do it in reverse. I want an ancient crisis fragment there. And so it's 194. If we was to switch it around... Exalt 192, so we can actually put that at 194 and it will make the sale. It just can take a little bit of time, so let's just go and do that, and then you'll see that that will sell, because in reverse they were selling for that. So that is where the market will go up to. They are selling out. There's only 386 there, but give it a few moments and then you'll get the money for that, or you can just sell it immediately for 193. Gone back down to 191, but the market keeps fluctuating, so just wait for that. Or if you want to sell it immediately, then sell it immediately. If we put I1 and then we go and look at the simulacrum, that's 139, so we've got what, 500 there. And then we have got, what else did we get? We did get a divine orb drop, and we've had many other things drop as well as items in that. So literally you've just seen the full process there. Wait, hello. Did she... Oh right, I can buy that for 140. So yeah, you've just seen the full process there. That is how I do my currency farm. So I'm just going to give you the full breakdown. You go into the game, you get a map that is not delirious, so it can be 11 upwards. And then in order to make it delirious, you would go ahead and get distilled emotions. You can get distilled emotions by doing delirium maps, or you can go ahead and buy them from Alva. Once you've got them, you'd hit use, you'd put the map in, you put the delirium in there, then you'd instill it. Then you'd have a delirious map. Then you would go to the map device. You would, once you're in the map device, you would float around the edge of the fog, and you will find a glowing thing like this, and that means there's a citadel there. So you would head towards the citadel. While you're heading towards the citadel, you'll be doing loads of delirious maps, and you get loads of simulacrums. And then once you get to the citadel, you can go ahead and get yourself some fragments and then sell them, and then you do get really good loot through it. So this is my currency farm. If you've got a better currency farm, please let me know in the comments down below. Detail it out, and then I will pin that comment. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, follow, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.